Hello, I'm Mark Abadi, welcome. This is Mark's Minute on stress, men and women. The difference between men and women is brilliant. I love that diversity, that duality, the opposites. It's fantastic. It never ceases to amaze me. Masculine, feminine energies. We all have both inside us. Obviously, men are more prone for masculinity and women are more prone for femininity, but we both have that. And it's about allowing one to balance with the other. For men, it's allowing the femininity to be within our masculinity. We use our femininity and we apply it through masculinity. For women, they are allowing the masculinity to be within the femininity. So they are applying their femininity through masculinity, or applying their masculinity through femininity. The point is we're unifying opposites all the time, and that's all we ever want to do. Again, it's the unification of the opposites. That's the Kundalini snake, which is the yin and the yang, coming up to the Ida and the Pingala, where you link them. You link the Ida and the Pingala together, you unify the masculine and the feminine, you neutralize the energy. And neutralize, I don't mean nothing, I mean both right and left. Again, the duality neutralized. So men and women's brilliant. A lot of our stress response comes from our limbic system. The limbic system is the oldest part of the brain. It's our reptilian brain, if you believe that hypothesis. The point is, it is the oldest part of the brain. It holds the amygdala, the hippocampus, all memory. The limbic system is there. So the amygdala is one of the main storehouses of emotional memory. So that's where you remember emotional events. Okay. We've evolved this system from thousands and hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. We have evolved to know what to do with it. Now, let's take the majority of our life was spent caveman days, okay, hunter-gatherer days. So, during this time, what was the man doing? The man was out hunting. Okay, so the man was out hunting. Now, when might the man have become stressed while hunting? Danger. When there's a danger, either from another tribe or from an animal, like a tiger, saber-toothed tiger. So, if the man was out in the jungle and he was hunting reindeer or whatever, he was hunting antelope or whatever he was hunting, and he was out in the jungle, and he came across a tiger. Now, fear response. Okay, so man's got the fear reaction. Okay, what are his options? Fight or flight? Okay, so let's say he fights. He's not got much chance. If he's just alone, he's not got much chance, so he's not going to win, so he's not going to fight. Let's say he runs, he flights. Well, if he runs away, tiger will see him because they work on movement. Tiger will see him, chase after him, hunt him down. Tiger can run faster, he's dead. The best thing he could have done to survive was to stay small and quiet. Just with his spear like this. Small and quiet would have been the best reaction he could have done to survive. So this starts to get passed down in the genes, in the education, in the environment. Men start to learn that when they're stressed, the best thing they can do is to be small and quiet. So let's move on to women. Women, when would they have been stressed in these days? I asked a woman once, what were women doing while men were out hunting? You know what she said? She said, waiting for the men to get home. So, oh my God, can you encompass your femininity for a little bit? Can you embrace it? Of course women weren't waiting for men to get home. Women were preparing food, they were creating language, they were educating children, they were preparing the base, home base, the environment, the womb, for all creation to occur. That's where development occurred, because there was a womb, there was a space there for creation to occur, as in invention. An invention wouldn't have occurred if men were just here, because they wouldn't have ever had space to create it in. Women provided that space. Okay. Now, when might a woman have been stressed? Okay, what? No food? Yeah, maybe, but let's assume the same scenario. A tiger comes into the cave. Tiger's there in the cave. She's trapped. She's in the cave. What can she do? She can fight? No chance. Forget it. She can run away. Where can she run? She can't run past the tiger. It'll eat her. So what's her final thing? If she hides, if she stays small and quiet, tiger will just sniff her out. He knows it's in the cave. Come in the cave for a reason. So what's the best thing it can do? It's to scream and shout and make a lot of noise to try and alert other people. Maybe even scare the tiger with noise, but to alert the other people. Safety in numbers, everyone comes rushing, they can all fight the tiger together, make a lot of noise. So women learn, when they're stressed, to make noise, to talk, to communicate. Okay, You're starting to get the picture? Let's extrapolate this to modern day. Okay, modern day, man and wife. Man comes home stressed. All he wants to do is sit in front of the TV, become small and quiet. Or have one of those ridiculously big papers and read it. Doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't need to talk about it. In fact, needs not to talk about it because his automatic stress response from his limbic system is telling him, stay small, stay quiet, you're stressed. Okay, let's take the woman. She's also stressed. She comes home. What does her limbic system say? Her limbic system says you need to communicate. You need to talk about this. If you stay quiet, you'll get eaten by the tiger. You need to communicate. You need to have communication. So she says to her husband, hi dear, how was your day? Really just wanting her husband to talk to her about her day. The husband says, I don't want to talk about it because he is then caught. She needs to talk about it. She needs to communicate it to release her stress. He needs to not talk about it to release his stress. Can you see what happens? Can you see why fights ensue? Can you see why there's a conflict? Because the yin and the yang is trying to dance together and they're opposites and they need to neutralize each other out. So this can explain to you why men and women have these massive arguments, why men and women get into fights, husband and wife. Because the man is only doing his best to reduce his stress, and for him, that is staying small and quiet. And the woman is doing the same. For her, that's communicating. That's why men need their men mates to stay small and quiet with, and women need their women mates to communicate with. This is why it's the healthiest relationship when you have your own friends that you go out with and you share your issues with, or in a male's case, not. So don't try and look for that everything in the other opposite sex because they can't possibly have it all. Find your balances from other places. You know, this reminds me of the love concept. You know, people are always searching for this perfect partner and they're looking for it in another person. And what I've realized is that, you know, you have all those sides that you need just in the friends around you. Like, you don't need it all from one person. Who says it needs to come from all from one person? You can have it from 20 people. That person fulfills that bit, that person that bit, that person that bit. All these add together to form your own supportive network. Use your supportive network. Breathe and accept who you are and what you are. Be true to yourself. When you're stressed, breathe with it. Allow the diaphragm to breathe because the adrenal glands are connected to the diaphragm through the solar plexus chakra. Check out my section on chakras. The point is, breathe. If you breathe, you will feel through the fear and let it flow. It's counterintuitive because it's intuitive to hold down, buckle down, close your eyes, stick your head in the sand, which interestingly enough ostriches don't do, apparently. They don't stick their head in the sand. It's a myth. Face it. Feel the moment. Feel it and breathe. Good luck. Stress is only our sense that we can't cope with what's happening. If you know that all that's happening is happening as it should do, it relaxes you to such a degree. See my talk on karma and destiny. Thanks for joining me. Speak soon. Bye.